Today we are going to look at the chromatic scale, which you are required to perform as part of your ABRSM Grade 3 exam. This is the first time you will come across the chromatic scale in the syllabus, and chromatic scales bring a very particular challenge with them, namely the challenge of intonation, which we are going to be exploring in this little video today. So what is a chromatic scale? A chromatic scale is a scale made up entirely out of semitones. So on the piano, that would mean you would be playing every single key, every white key, every black key. So probably fair to say that it's a little bit easier to do on the piano than it is on the cello, but I hope that in the next few minutes we can make it a little bit easier for you. So we are using two positions only in this particular scale. One is half position, which is a position which very, very often gets neglected a little bit. I know I have a sort of slightly iffy relationship with it, so you're well advised to actually spend some time exploring that. And second position, or one variant of second position, I should say, because there are several. And it really, really pays off to learn this really, really well at this stage, because in all the subsequent grades you will be doing longer chromatic scales which will be using exactly the same position. So if you put the work in now, you will be sorted for the upcoming grades. Now, the biggest challenge here is obviously playing each and every single semitone in tune. What we need to do here is we need to make sure that the distance between each semitone is exactly the same, so very much in the same way that the piano would be tuned. And I find that by far the best way to practice that, and in fact that applies to any passage that is tricky for intonation, is to use really large gaps in between the notes, so that you have enough time to pitch the next note. So you sing it, you can sing it out loud if you want, or just sing it internally until you're totally sure. Don't play until you're exactly sure what the next note has to sound like. So first let's set up our hand, and the way I like to do that here is as an anchor to use not the first finger, but the second finger E. The E natural, because that you can actually check with the open A, and that should give you a perfect force. Yeah, so that's I build my hand here starting with a second finger. So I have a really, really nice long arm, good hand shape, and now we're going to start. Open D, pitch the next note. See, wasn't quite perfect. And now super slow, smooth shift. And so forth, because what that gap allows you to do is have a really, really clear idea of what the next note needs to sound like, and then if you play the note and it isn't 100%, as you saw with my F there, you immediately hear it and you will immediately correct it. So the more, and don't worry if you have to correct an awful lot at the beginning, the more you correct, the better your intonation will become. So don't worry about speed here initially whatsoever when you practice. Spend lots and lots and lots and lots of time practicing this with really big gaps. you can set, if you have a metronome, set it to 40. So really, really slowly you play one note, one beat rest, one note, one beat rest, and during that beat rest you pitch the next note. Yeah, so I hope that is helpful, and that's, as I said, how you can practice any passage that is really tricky for intonation. I hope that's been helpful, and if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I really look forward to seeing you soon.